welcome back to another special on-location episode of Fun, Fun, Fun. I'm here at the brand new headquarters of Fun.com. No affiliation. I mean, I am currently affiliated with them, but the company is not affiliated with the podcast, despite the
Just
name.
Coincidence.
Total coincidence. There's also a festival that happens here in this town called Fun Days, also not associated with Fun.com.
Yeah.
Well, hey, happy Halloween 2025, man.
Thanks.
It's an exciting season. You broke the internet a little bit with animatronics there.
Trying to.
Yeah, wow. I can't believe how many new products you dropped all in one day.
I'm already working on tons for next year.
I can't even.
Fun to
I'm already sweating because I'm thinking I'll have to do the YouTube video for it. How many more can you do, Tom? No, it's really great and some really cool new licenses. And you got some killer clown animatronics now, and expanding the Ghostbusters line with that terror dog. Oh my gosh, it's an icon. Can we expect more animatronics in your popular lines next year? That's always the goal, right? To just expand the line, make the collections bigger, right?
Yeah, I think we're still growing our Halloween animatronics, so it's still relatively early and new for us. That we have 200 total, and so feel like
in addition to the
we could
75,
have 1,000.
You could have it. Yeah, just get another warehouse. It's fine. We don't need to ship them to stores. Yeah, and what a cool season. And this year, you have a really cool new license that you're dropping, which I'm excited to talk to you a little bit about, is Star Wars. Mm-hmm. So now you're making Star Wars costumes for the first time ever. Was that that was always the goal, right? For you secretly, was just to always make Star Wars costumes. Let's be real.
It's always missing, we'd see samples from some vendors and we're just I just want it so much better. Why can't we do this? Or why can't I do this character?
Yeah, and not to poo-poo on a lot of the ways that other companies make Halloween costumes, because there's a demand for it and there's a market for it, but you kind of step in and you're like, we're not going to make the single-use $30 disposable costume. We are going to make something that fans are going to love.
My family grew up with our mom making our costumes, and we would win costume contests, and that's just ingrained in I want something more unique. I want it a little bit better quality.
Yeah, the uniqueness is something that is a good hook for your company, because your costumes are they have uniqueness to them across the board.
That's the biggest differentiator for us being, our big competitors are going to be Spirit Halloween, Target, Walmart, Party City.
Not anymore, RIP.
But all retail stores. And
retail.
Our differentiation is, you think of Star Wars, it's, yes, they're going to have Darth Vader, yes, they're going to have Princess Leia, they'll have a Stormtrooper, Mandalorian, right? Where we aren't limited by that retail space, so I want, how many Mandalorian variations can I do?
Sure,
how deep in characters, so that my family can just be the specific Endor scene, of the Ewoks.
But something that Target could never do.
Exactly.
Because they already have that one corner of this, everyone knows the corner of the Target store that changes every season. And then that only has 3 to 5 aisles, let's say, of costumes.
Yeah. So think of every license out there, every generic costume, and they got to pick
them all and say which ones are going to go here and there and there.
100.
Right. But you're not, it's really not a problem.
Which is why I really try to avoid those types of items, because everyone's going to be out wearing Darth Vader or whatever new popular license is going to be there.
You don't chase new licenses. It's really a fascinating sort of thing, which is
because I want more unique stuff.
Right.
Yeah, and you're competing with a Target and Walmart and everybody at that point too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Where our differentiation is, what else can I be to maybe complement that? That okay, the kid saw it in the store, he wants to be Darth Vader. Now what's Dad supposed to be? Because Target literally doesn't have any adult costumes.
Oh, interesting. Oh, yeah, they don't really.
Yeah,
they have weird. That. Yeah. They have you could be pizza or donut or something, but licensed adult costumes are not something they really stock.
Yeah, I think just in general, from the amount of stock they have and space they have, they've basically cut away from adult costumes.
Yeah, I like your way of thinking, and we talked about this a little bit last week when we were chatting. That you're okay, everyone's going to have the Darth Vader, everyone's going to have the Spider-Man, everyone's going to have the Iron Man from the Target, from whatever. But what is Mom and Dad going to wear? What is Grandma and Grandpa going to wear? Mm-hmm. And that is your approach, and it's such a unique sort of look at Halloween that retailer spaces just can't do.
It seems obvious.
It seems so obvious, doesn't it? It seems so obvious, but not in a weird way. And even Spirit, who can afford to have an entire aisle of Star Wars, still is limited by, okay, what are the 40 things we can put on the top and bottom of this rack, and then that's it.
And they're still limited. I mean, they have 1,000 total items where we have 10,000.
Oh, okay, interesting.
So it's still like 1/10 of what we carry is what would be in a Spirit. And I would say they gear a little bit more spooky as well. So then if you're now comparing something like Star Wars, we're going to have 20 times what.
Right. Because there's not a lot of spookiness. Is there any horror in Star Wars really? I guess like Anakin getting chopped up. You were the chosen one. Talk about animatronics.
It's always the hands getting chopped off, right?
So many bits getting chopped off, and I didn't even think about that.
All hands. It's the Wampa hand, and then it's the Anakin hand.
Yeah.
And then
what happens to the Rancor? Does he lose a hand? No, he gets choked out.
There's someone. In the cantina.
Oh yeah, Hank gets. What's up, George? What's up, George? What's up with the hand chopping thing?
Yep.
Yeah. I would like to see if you can potentially pitch a burning Anakin crawling through your yard. You know what I mean? That's
I hate you.
I hate you. So what is it about Star Wars costumes that weren't unique that you think that you're going to be able to change? Like when you were looking at, as a super fan, like what was it?
It's the same pitch we already did for Disney and proved with Disney, right?
Oh, okay.
For Disney, it is, adult costumes, plus-size costumes, much deeper character depth. And so we think of like Monsters, Inc., right? We don't just have Mike Wazowski and Sully. We have Boo and Celia and Randall. And so like we can have a full costume offering like that. And then you see like, actually, Meghan Trainor, like her whole family went as that whole grouping, right? And then you see like, man, it gets so much more publicity. It gets so much more awareness.
Your costume she wore?
Yep.
Nice.
Well, because no one else has Randall.
Thanks, Meg.
I can see, right? Like that's.
That Randall costume's incredible. I worked at the closing of Muppet Vision because Monsters Inc.'s taking over Muppet Vision, and I was the villain of the day. And you can't miss it. You can't miss that Randall costume from across the park, man. It's incredible.
So like the Sully, you have to question like, okay, the kid got Sully. Which one, was it from a Target or Amazon or us? But as soon as you see the other characters, then it's, I know no one else has Celia.
But like, okay, so I get from the marketing, from like the business perspective, I'm Tom, I'm now offering adult costumes and plus size costumes and a greater depth of character, but I know you are like, but now I'm also going to be offering all the things that I've wanted that's for Star Wars Halloween costumes. Yes. So like, there are some really cool new things that you're popping out this year. Yeah, and I don't want to tease because I'm sure plenty of stuff's coming.
But there's even more, right? Like this year had to be more of the safe stuff because it's like
brand building.
There's no plus size, Vaders, Chewbaccas, etc.
So it's just offering
I have to fill a lot of that in before I can do all the really unique, fun stuff where I want to do girls' versions or a Rancor or just stuff that has never been done.
Will you ultimately dig into like those characters that are at the bar scene? Like Star Wars is so rich in background characters.
Yeah.
Like the guy carrying the ice cream maker at Cloud City. That guy.
It's got to do enough where you can sell at least 300 pieces.
Everyone loves that ice cream maker guy, man.
Like Captain Akbar or Greedo, or like I want to do
stuff you just never see.
Gamorrean guard, like an authentic looking Gamorrean guard, like
right. Yeah.
I want all that stuff.
All that stuff. Now you're competing though with other Star Wars makers, and I think that's an interesting thing to sort of talk about, where you are allowed to make whatever you want to make for costumes, except if other people are making them. So like, what are the hurdles? Because do you have to deal with that with other brands? Because Star Wars is just so big and has such a big legacy. Are you bumping heads nearly as much outside of something like Star Wars, where another brand is making helmets, another brand's making gloves, and this one's making lightsabers, and this one's making boots?
That's common, yeah. I would say on smaller properties, the big box stores aren't carrying it. So if there's a big wholesale company for, I don't know, something like Care Bears, they aren't really selling that into Walmart, so like we're free reign to kind of do whatever we want. But with Disney, yes, it's a bit more of, look, this guy who wholesales to Targets, Walmarts, Amazon, already has a Sully, we shouldn't have the same Sully at that price point. Right, so we should have a deluxe one, or we're carrying big and talls, or whatever is differentiating us from that.
Oh, interesting.
And then side characters, again, they aren't doing Celia, all those other characters. For Star Wars, same idea, but yes, more product types, and we see that a lot. Maybe with Hasbro is probably one of the biggest across. So we see it with Ghostbusters. We're going to see it with Star Wars. So Ghostbusters, for example. their accessories. They like do their HasLabs, and they have a ghost trap. We can't just have a ghost trap by itself. It has to have gloves, or it has to have an accessory, or it's an animatronic. Like, you have to
give it something.
It's got to not be what they're trying to avoid, which makes sense. Is you don't want someone designing something and then another company just designing the same thing. They have to approve it, make the sample edits, and then you're just competing for the same dollar. Right. So how is it different? And especially on a big, like toy company like Hasbro, who's putting big dollar guarantees up, they're trying to protect what they've done too. So for Star Wars, they make full helmets.
Sure.
And I think there's a worry of someone's going to buy our costume with the full helmet versus like their helmet.
Right.
And
which is so interesting, because your costume costs a third or a quarter of what the helmet costs.
Yeah,
it's such a different.
It's a weird argument, and sometimes we got to go then push on that and be like,
yes.
I could argue that, this sound voice making helmet is nothing like this costume. And I think even if we make, a premium costume, say we make a $400 costume, well now, a $400 costume can't have a full helmet.
Right.
That's a tough sell too.
Yeah,
so now I can't
get away with that.
Fill that opportunity because of that. So there's these back and forth trying to go. How do you keep them happy? We're adding and not taking away, and it's a full negotiation. And sometimes it's quick and easy. Other times, lots of layers.
Lots of layers to it. Mm-hmm. No, it's interesting. You say the ghost trap. I've now seen how you're approaching your own ghost trap for the 2025 season, and you have like two really unique, clever gimmicks. Mm-hmm. And how do we make a ghost trap our own? Well, let's make it a fog machine. Yeah. Like, well, are you kidding me? Of course, that's home run, genius. Mm-hmm. Make it, or have Slimer busting out of it or something. So like, it's cool to see that. Like, it's kind of fun to be scrappy. Like, oh, we hit a wall. Now let's iterate around it. Let's be scrappy.
I mean, part of that's just because we love those brands so much too, and it's just like, what's the next thing? If you're selling that many ghost traps or backpacks, what's the next thing?
What's the next thing? Yeah. Oh, I bet you're fascinated to see what the data is on the other side of like the Star Wars launch, and see what people want, what they don't want,
exactly.
and like
what you fill in
all across the board. Yeah.
And you start seeing maybe like these two characters going together. Then you start going again. What's kid? What's missing?
Yeah. Now, what's cool, and you mentioned it earlier, is you're bringing plus size to Star Wars for the first time ever. Like
true plus size, not just like a 2X one time,
Right. We're talking like 7X. We're talking like costumes to really fit everyone of every proportion, which is kind of amazing. Why is it just a retail thing? Like, why hasn't anyone done this?
Oh yeah, it feels like a missed opportunity across retail still, even, right? Of just like what actually is average sizing.
Right.
Like, we're missing 30% of the demographic here.
Right. Truly. Yeah.
And, I mean, it is all retail stores. And I think you and I are going to play with this a video here later this week of like showing like standard size in a store, because they don't want to carry small, medium, large, extra large, etc.
Oh,
they want, like,
they really
just fit in a standard. And
one size fits most,
because it's a one-day thing, it's fine. And I think I don't want to look crappy for one day.
No, I don't. Yeah, exactly. And if it also doesn't look crappy, you won't wear it for one day. You'll wear it more than one day.
Like Halloween's supposed to be like the day everyone takes a picture, at least, if not 100, and it's one that always is getting posted.
Right, exactly.
Right? So like, out of any of my, yes, I'm only wearing it once, but it's for sure getting on Facebook and other people's posts, and everyone's talking about it.
You want to be the talk of the Halloween party. You want to be the this or the that.
Yeah, the super baggy, crappy looking
Batman. Oh my gosh, that Batman video you sent me is rough. Yikes, it's rough. Yeah. It is so. I didn't even actually think about the fact that retail really carries even less diversity in sizing for that one-time, because people look at Halloween as like a one-time use.
Yeah, so they're less picky about the fit.
Right. But you and like your family business approached costumes not from a one-time use, which I think is ultimately the foundation of why your costumes are different. Because you were a costume rental company, so they couldn't. Yeah. My God, if they were a one-time use, you guys would be out of business already. So, and that sort of like approach to the way like your mother designed and made costumes, the sort of durability and the fabric choices go a long way. Like
full usability. Yeah, my mom gets into like, oh, how do you change the kid out of his diapers? How do they, like, do the gloves going to get lost, or are they attached? And it's just all these little details of how do I make it easier for me and my family.
But why doesn't anyone else do that? Like, why isn't anyone else like? Is it just that retail is so quick and easy?
Cost and savings,
and it's just
sure,
it's just they're already going to come in the door. They're already going to buy the $30 costume. We don't need to make it better, like that kind of thing.
Kind of. I mean, it's easy. Yeah, it's easier to not have to look at like, should I even have gloves? Just get rid of the gloves. Do you need the gloves for Sully? You don't, but.
It's going to be weird having human hands with a big furry blue guy.
He sure looks better. And I think that's just like quality-wise or what the experience I want to have just maybe reigns through, right? Because that's what I got when I was little.
Right. Well, yeah, you definitely got quite the expertise when you were little. And it's funny because when I was little, my mom was a big fan of getting the pattern kits and like making the outfits and like building the outfits. And it really does. I mean, like you say, they stand out. It's a really cool memory, other than just like buying something off the shelf and from Target or something.
Although now I kind of want to remake some of those. Like I saw someone did a DIY of like a true 80s like Batman, and so like. You know, it basically looked like a silver jumpsuit, like plastic silver jumpsuit, you know, with the blue boot tops. And then the hard plastic with the string that like would always break.
Oh man, those were.
Which would be kind of funny at the bar now. Would like.
It'd be super funny, but made durable. So like made so. No, just as disposable. You want to. You want to make.
I want like a true experience for
Tom's going back.
Yeah, well, it's still going to be like my costume versus those ones, but it's still just that. Memorying those days.
The good old days of just all plastic costumes.
Like, ow, the back of my head.
Why am I sweating so much?
That plastic's ripping into the side of my face, and I didn't care.
Anything to earn some candy, though, man. Anything to earn just a little bit of candy. So you're having now a plus-size Chewbacca, which I am absolutely fascinated by. And before we talk about that, I want to ask what you did to make his fur look so good. Because your Chewbacca fur looks like movie Chewbacca fur, and that's a task. As someone who has worked in with puppeteering, a lot of puppet fur, puppet fleece, puppet piles. It's not just like Child's Game how they make the Wookiee for the movie. It's a hand sculpted but you like made this. You got this fabric. It's perfect.
It's custom fabric where you had to see like if you look on the inside of it, there's like rows of colors. So it's not like a single color and dyed. It's actually like multiple colors, so that you get kind of that depth.
They're doing layering inside of the
actual
plush. Yeah, the pile of the fur. They're like doing different cuts of it. Oh wow, that's cool because it looks amazing. Now why? I mean, I guess we've already answered it, but why have we not had a plus-size Chewbacca? It's just like, what do you mean the character that's like 9.5 feet tall in the movies has not had a plus-size?
This is mind-boggling to me of like why it took this long too, right? If you're a big and tall guy, there's very few costumes, right? This is where Sully comes in. Like that was another one that
How was there no
was
big and
never
tall
plus-size,
Sully?
big and tall. Ursula, it was like all this just missed opportunity of like, you can't do these characters in just standard size. I'm sorry. No, you can't. So that was the pitch for Disney originally, and we showed like the demand for that. And so our Disney product team approvers actually is the ones who put in the good word for Star Wars for us.
Oh, really? Cool. Is it handled by is Lucas, you have to go through Lucas? It's not one mega thing for Disney, like for
they
Marvel?
Separate certain different, sometimes like party supplies, it might be one license and one person for everything, but costumes is a big enough category that it's like separated.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's fascinating to me, and I can't wait to get myself in one. I can't wait to put one on. It looks so cool. I'm gotta start working on my Wookiee roar. You know what I mean? But it's.
All right, let's hear it.
Hold on, my throat's too dry. No, I can't do it. I don't have anything. Yeah, I can get there. Yeah. You have that's better than mine. Did you ever have a chance to meet Peter Mayhew at any of the events, any of the cons? You ever go to those Star Wars cons and events and stuff? No, he was a cool dude. I never met him either, but I loved following him on social media. Really cool dude. R.I.P. Now they got like a bunch of tall blonde Swedes playing Chewbacca. It's kind of hilarious.
Basketball players.
Yeah, a bunch of Swedish basketball, something like that. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Now you have a history with the brand of Star Wars in Halloween costumes that goes like before this like instance of it. And for the longest time, who was the number one like carrier of the license, like from its inception? Ruby's had it from the get-go, essentially. Like,
yeah, I mean, they were the only ones really doing license of costumes back in the 80s.
Was Ruby's the one doing like the plastic face and the garbage bag suit?
Yeah.
Okay, so cool. So Ruby's had a hold of it for a while. Did they start improving their costumes when the market was improving, like, and things were moving into fabrics and stuff like that, and they kind of built up? But then at a certain point, you stepped in with still costumes galore, or were you?
So Costumes Galore was the first, where we bought maybe the latex masks that Ruby's had.
Okay,
which
so
were
Costumes Galore.
Don Post sculpted masks.
And did he work on the films themselves too? Or?
He's just a famous sculptor.
Just a famous sculptor.
I don't know if he did that film, but he's done other films.
Done a bunch, gotcha. So back in the day, Ruby's had really cool latex masks
and hands.
That you would.
So like Greedo, Captain Akbar, they had like those deep characters, right?
Really
where,
cool
like,
characters.
The fans wanted.
And your mom would buy them and then make the rest of the suit, essentially.
My sisters and family, we went to the trade show. We'd buy one for the rental costume.
Right,
We'd buy one, and then we'd make Captain Akbar, Greedo costume, so that you have the cool hands and the head, and then make the costume, then rent it for $50 or whatever.
Right for the weekend. So you were already like kind of like looking at deep cut characters all the way back then, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, because it's like we probably had a Darth Vader too, but we had also a Greedo, or like as far as our stock went.
Yeah, you had one of everything.
Yeah. And early on, if those were like, if something was going to be really hot, like, oh, Dumb and Dumber, that is really cool, we'll take two.
Yeah, two people might want this one. Yeah, and so you designed those costumes, you're renting those costumes out, that's cool. When did the switch turn to selling costumes instead of renting costumes? Like, what was the date that happened?
So I built a website specifically for selling flapper costumes in 2002.
Okay, gotcha. Did you have a website? Could you rent the costumes online?
2001, I built the website for costumesgalore.net.
And that allowed, and did that like replace the physical like garage of like renting places? Or
not immediately.
Not immediately, but you would then ship rentals and then people would ship them back. Was the idea?
Yeah.
And that persisted for a minute.
Yeah. It's 2004. Like then, Dumb and Dumber suits started really renting out.
Gotcha. But at the same time, you then also had a website selling stuff for Flapper.
Yeah.
And then when did you start selling like all costumes? Because you went from Flapper to Dumb and Dumber.
2008 is when we got HalloweenCostumes.com.
2008, gotcha. And that's when you're like, okay, now we can start to like license. We can like start to get stuff.
We can sell everything. Yeah. Before that, I had maybe niche websites like Flapper Costumes, Pirates, Star Wars, Wizard of Oz.
Sure.
But it was only those characters or only those websites. So hard to get like someone back every year to buy Wizard of Oz costumes every year.
We got it. We're good. we don't need to restock on a Tin Man every year.
But maybe this year instead of Tin Man, you could be Scarecrow. Huh?
Right.
Little hard to sell.
So you're now gathering up. You have a website where you're gathering up stock, and like you have the idea to make a Star Wars costume that you haven't seen yet. And how does that happen?
So, I mean, at that point, then we're probably buying a lot of product from Ruby's. So
you've established a clientele with Ruby.
Yeah, because now we were buying not just Flappers and Wizard of Oz and Pirates and Star Wars.
You were a Halloween
it was everything. So we're probably spending a few $1 million with them,
which opens doors.
Yeah, which I think then our best seller maybe we're buying 300-400 of, right, of a specific costume. And so now you're in that range of, I would say 500 was probably the bare minimum to get something exclusive. Yeah.
And you decided to get your first exclusive costume. What was the year? Because 2012
or 13, I would
Okay,
guess,
so we're a couple years later. It took a minute of you building the brand, essentially.
Yep.
It didn't happen overnight. Because I think a lot of people who want to build their businesses think that okay, I've done it for a minute. Now open all doors for me. And it's you really have to prove yourself, right?
Yeah.
As you're a company, are you entering? You're never gonna do what Ruby's does, right? And distribute to other businesses. You're never gonna take.
We have a small piece of our business that does that.
But by and large,
yeah, there's a lot of competing in that because the big sellers you're going to sell to are compete against us.
Right.
And
Which
so they're
doesn't make
like,
sense.
why would they want to buy from us?
Right. It's just fundamentally you built your business different than Ruby's, but you've built this business, a relationship with them over years, and then you finally approach them. Now, how does it work? Because Ruby's has the license for all Star Wars costumes, but anyone can come to them once they have a relationship. Not anyone. People with a relationship can come to them and say, hey, can I get a costume in your line that's exclusive for me, which is what you did, right?
Yep.
And is that a common thing to do, like for people like Ruby's?
I would say they'd have their main line, and then maybe 5 to 10% they do like exclusive stuff for other people.
Oh, cool, interesting. I see. I know that it's like an odd comparison, but I think Funko Pops are actually a good like kind of like thing to look at
You see that now
here.
with a lot,
Yeah. Brands all have exclusive because they sell. Once they hit a certain threshold with Funko, they're like, yeah, you want an exclusive.
Yep.
1,000 piece or whatever.
One piece, yep.
Have this, have that, and so it kind of worked similarly here, with this. So what did you know, like what with Grievous? Because it was Grievous you went with.
General Grievous, yep.
It was that right perfectly timed. Like the prequels were like.
I think probably one of our better sellers was Darth Maul.
Oh, interesting. So
Right.
you just had the data to be like, people want.
Yeah, so we probably already saw like searches on our site, searches on Google. We saw, we sell more Darth Mauls than Darth Vaders. And then you think of like, because boys like weapons, and you could see that across like.
You're so right. I didn't even think. God, boys just want to hold stuff and yeah.
Yep. And
I filmed with you long enough now. I get it.
Yeah. And so whether that's pirates with swords or army guys with guns, it's like that's what boys. Like if you have that as weapons or things, you're going to sell more of.
Right.
Not just the costume, but then the accessory. So that was an obvious of like
what better character?
A villain who has 4 arms, so you can sell 4
lightsabers.
Yeah.
That's so cool. It's so crazy to me that like it didn't even occur to Ruby's to like jump on it and do it themselves.
I think there's a level of like how deep are you going and where's the risk. So like they were probably still creating some new Star Wars stuff every year.
But surface level stuff because the retailers is what they want. Because they're selling to retailers.
Yeah.
And retailers only want the 4. They want a Vader, a Stormtrooper.
Most were retail stores. So even whether it's the big box or small mom and pop shops at that point, they're still limited, right? So they're like, yes, they'll.
Yeah, I don't need a Grievous. I don't have space for
Yeah,
it.
they might do a Jawa, they might do an Ewok, but how, are they doing C-3PO? No. Are they,
Sure. Was Grievous the only one you then did exclusives with, or did you have other ones after Grievous?
We did a few more, yeah. So C-3PO was another one that we did exclusively.
There just wasn't. I guess people just, again, it's just not a character you have on the shelf at Target.
Yeah, because it's not like the first thing a boy goes towards.
Right.
It's the 4th one.
Now, when you're licensing and working through them, do you have any creative control, or do they do it all and then like say, all right, do you like this?
We can say, I think, so whether it's Grievous or C-3PO, like they maybe had, a style of a superhero suit that had cool cuffs on it, cool boot tops, and we're like, okay, C-3PO, he's kind of got armor cuffs. Can we use that styling, but it's printed.
I see.
And instead of like, again, quality difference, instead of just like a printed jumpsuit, we want the top part to be separated from C-3PO, so there's like depth
to it. Sure.
So they would do all that. We also we want hoods on the, so the back of your head isn't showing. And so like maybe that costs another $1, or maybe, some of this costs a little bit more, but for us, like the quality you're getting is that much better. Or we wanted to include gloves. Like we can make those kind of decisions.
When you're, as an entrepreneur who has the opportunity to license something like you were in, did you go in fully prepared to them saying, we've looked at all your fits, we like the cuffs, we like this from these things, and we want these things implemented? Or is it an organic thing? Like how prepared as an entrepreneur do you need to go into your first sort of like, should you be like...
The questions will come out to you, actually, yeah. I would say like sometimes you don't know what to ask. Like we might have some data of like here, yes, we know General Grievous, but they're also designing costumes every day that you might, hey, can you just give me 2 or 3 variations?
Right.
And then iterate from there versus trying to have this perfect thing from the get-go too, because then you're maybe limiting the creative team who's excited about General Grievous on how they would have done it.
Gotcha. So you just let them cook.
Yeah, it's probably a mix of like, here's some things I for sure want, like I want a hood, or I want gloves, but how should the forearms of Grievous work? I probably
So
want
things like
this
the
sort of
depth
price
of the
point.
chest plate and like the cuffs and stuff like that came from the creative sort of partnership with working with them.
Yep.
To kind of be like, I want to hit this, I want to hit
Yeah,
that.
I think now if we were doing it, we've designed so long that we can say exactly what we want because we've seen
Yeah,
we
now
do enough
you're in.
internally.
Now you're into it.
Yeah. But I think if someone was starting new, I've actually got some friends of mine who are looking at like starting a golf brand, and I could tell them exactly what to tell a factory, but I'm just having them go out and just ask a bunch of factories. Go to Alibaba.com, look at golf polos and start contacting. And like one will say, "Yep, here's the price. Do you want to order?" And another one will be, "What do you want? Collar stays? Do you want buttons? Do you want it curved at the bottom or straight?"
Oh,
And
I see.
like the questions they don't know, they'll get. And then not only now will you like, I trust this person more,
Sure.
but I'm also learning
Yeah.
through that process of like, oh, what materials do I want? Do I want it 88-20 polyester versus this?
Sure.
And then you go research like, what is that? What does this brand use? What
Yeah,
does
what
this
are they
brand
saying?
use?
Yeah, what are they
And so
saying
like
to me?
maybe you don't know and you don't know how to ask, but if you just start working through it, those questions will come out.
So as an entrepreneur, getting a second opinion is almost vital because you will learn the things you didn't know because you have two separate things. Not even a second, a third, fourth, fifth. Like diversify your opinions as much as possible, or your options as much as possible.
Yeah, there's a balance there, right? Of like, you can also then never make a decision.
Sure, get
So
stuck in that
it's just like, am I
paralysis.
making forward progress, right? Is like,
Yeah.
am I just trying to get an infinite number of General Grievous designs, or just like, give me 3, is that moving towards, and then how fast can I get to the end, right? It's like, maybe it's not going to be perfect. Expecting like your first sample of this golf brand to be perfect, it's not going to be.
Right.
And that's okay. But is it good enough to sell and learn and iterate and fix it? Then
Grow
you're
off
good.
of. Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. Yeah, I am fascinated by how, like just the brand of Star Wars presents itself like across the board. It's just so fascinating, and then how you as a business owner has to like then manage and not step on toes, but still try to grow your thing and do your thing and all that kind of stuff. So that's really, really cool. So after you get Grievous, you get C-3PO, you got a couple of your own fits going. Because I actually don't know, when did Fun.com or HalloweenCostumes.com make the leap into exclusive by us? Like when was like the decision, and what was your first exclusive? Do you remember?
We probably did that right around that same time. So Flapper costume was our first item because we had been selling the same Flapper
But
costume.
non-licensed, right?
Yep.
Non-licensed.
Yeah. First licensed item was Kiss, the band.
Kiss the band, got you. And that was a pretty accessible license. Not to poo-poo on Kiss, but it's an accessible license for people, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's odd that like out of everything ever, like Kiss is like licensed,
Dog
caskets
bowls and
and
cereal and everything.
cigarettes or whatever. Right? No one
yeah.
made the costumes. Like what?
That's crazy to me.
That's like mind-boggling.
Yeah,
I probably got to tell a story about the first licensing show my sister and I went to. Like, okay, like let's go meet some people, talk to licensors, right? And we go to all these big booths, and it's like, nope, appointment only. Nope, appointment only.
Oh my
nope,
gosh.
appointment
That was
only.
my first
Like,
toy fair.
okay.
That was my first toy fair I went to.
Yeah, I thought I could just go talk to.
Why did you invite me here? And why wasn't I given any instructions on what to do before I came?
Yeah, I can't go into any booth. Like,
Yeah,
what are we talking about?
What do you mean you won't show me what new Legos
Isn't
you're
this
doing?
your whole point is trying to expand and grow?
Yeah.
So that was confusing. And so then you went to the smaller booths, and there was, Kiss has its own licensing, so it's smaller.
So it just kind of worked advantageously to you that they were just more accessible.
Yep.
Because they were more grounded, I guess.
Because they aren't 40 brands in one.
Right.
They're one brand.
Right.
We had also talked to Waldo at that time, and they wanted, like, they were open to it, and it was like $5,000 guarantee. And at the time, I was like, oh, man, it seems like a lot for one costume. Right?
A $5,000 guarantee means you're going to order $5,000 worth of product, or you're going to give
pay them a guarantee of $5,000. So
their
typically,
commission
like
will
they
be-
might get 5% of every sale, and then so I have to do 100,000 in sales. Basically, is the assumption.
with Waldo.
Yeah. Which I over that next 5 years probably did $1.5 million of sales of Waldo. And so
No
that's
kidding,
the first
really?
like kick in the butt of like, oh man, I should have
Should just
really
said
got
yes.
Waldo.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because we knew from the rental costume, like it was like people always talked about it.
Right.
But no one had the license.
Do you not have the license? Someone else have the license, and you're now selling it third party? Is that what you're saying?
That's what happened. So funny enough, yeah, Elope was the company we now own, but like they got the
it.
Waldo license, and then we started buying from them, and it became our #1 seller.
We're just going to buy this. We're just going to buy this company so we can. We're just going to do the whole Disney, Fox, X-Men, Fantastic Four thing. We need Waldo. It's your favorite thing to dress up as. I know it is. I know you love dressing up as Waldo.
Yeah, it is a.
It's a great one. Carmen Sandiego's another one, I guess. It's a good iconic, just like this iconic classic, just like.
I mean, yeah, Waldo's the. Everyone has something to say. It's always like, "Oh, I found you, man," or like it's
there
always
you
this.
are.
Yep. Oh, there you are, man.
I need to try dressing up as him once just
and
to
then
see what
if
happens.
you're going out with a bunch of friends and you're just like, "Hey, where'd Waldo go?"
Where's
You know,
Waldo?
have you guys seen Waldo? It's just this whole bit this whole
It's
time.
perfect.
So
it's perfect. So you were able to approach smaller licensing booths and just sort of get the
So I
conversation
think
going.
yeah, Garfield we got that same year, and Kiss.
Garfield and Kiss is what you started with.
Yep.
Wow. Two peas in a pod, quite honestly.
Yeah.
And you're just making like Garfield's like little kid costumes and Kiss
Garfield
adult
and
costumes.
Odie, and then for Kiss we did.
You did the four members.
4 members and different price points. So Julie actually went out to where they store their costumes and took a bunch of pictures of like their authentic costumes, and we make like authentic versions of their costumes.
Are they? You still hold the license? Are you still selling them?
We still have it.
The
yeah.
official Kiss. If you want Kiss looks, this is where you go. We got to get a mannequin with a Kiss costume in here.
Yeah, we had it for a while because we had the
Or hang that Kiss thing in here.
mask too because we had. Oh yeah, that's in the other room, right? The sample.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Of the kit of like making all their faces.
No, like we have the wings like signed by all the band members. 'Cause we've
Yeah.
gotten-
Oh, you have a framed of the mask. Yeah. You got to get
Actually,
that
no,
hanging
it's
in
on
here, baby.
the costume we have on the wall out there.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really very, very, very cool. And did it sell well?
Yeah.
Is
Still,
that
I mean, it's still going.
Still going. When did you do the Back to the Future shoes?
2014.
Okay, so you had really proven yourself as a brand by that point. You were really building up, or is that pretty early days still? Around the same time you were getting all these
50 million probably at that point.
Yeah. Getting all these licenses. So licenses are it's an interesting sort of interesting bag. And what I guess I'm learning here from you is that as a small business, as an early opening, what I'm learning from you is that as like an entrepreneur, just starting out, going to the licensing and just talking to all the small guys will eventually open doors for you to get into bigger rooms because you're just, the name of the game is just proving that you can do it, really. I mean, it's really all it is.
That's what we're going to be doing with probably animatronics here, right? Is like we're just still getting into animatronics. Like this is really only our 3rd year of making product.
When you say that's what we're going to be doing with animatronics, what do you mean in that you are trying to approach it?
Yeah, like I can't this year go get all the Warner Brothers properties.
Yeah. You can't because they don't trust you with
kind of, or there's other big sellers, and we haven't proven like what's our differentiator yet.
Sure. Is it hard to do that with when all the same factories are making all the animatronics? Is it hard to show what your factor, what your it factor is?
I mean, I don't think it's hard because again, it's that same issue of like they're only going to have it 1 year and then they're out of limited retail space. You know.
Period. That's just the number one.
I mean, that's
point.
one, right?
Yeah.
And then 2, like I'm working on maybe some. How can I be more different? So what's the next price point up of stuff? What if I wanted to level up something? What does that look like? And so we're starting to test and play with those
Sure.
types
And I
of
guess
things.
also, how can I make it for the family? Is another thing that no one does for Halloween. It's just not a Halloween's considered. How do I make it
character
scary?
depth, right? Again, there's stuff that just no one else is going to do.
Right.
And for the smaller properties, that's probably easier, right? Because no one's all the big boxes or the big wholesalers who are selling to Spirit or Home Depot are not going to some smaller licenses and saying, hey.
Oh, I see. Got you. And there's some real winners in those small licenses.
Yeah, just like Kiss or Garfield, right?
Just like Kiss or Garfield. Or the shoes from Back to the Future. Like, I guess that's not a small license, though. That's a pretty big license. Is Garfield considered a small license? That's so funny to me. Like, how far we've come. That like Care Bears and Strawberry Shortcake.
I mean, they're getting
Smurfs.
gobbled up now. So like Garfield's now got bought out by Paramount or one of the bigger companies.
Oh, I see. They're just gathering up IPs and just like hoarding
because
them.
it's that same thing now.
Yeah.
They work with their partners and just add the partners onto the other properties.
Nice. What is your favorite? What are your top 3 Star Wars looks that you've got that you're going to drop?
Number 1, we did some sweet video with it with the Luke Skywalker.
Yoda backpack.
Yeah, Yoda.
Number the one thing
I'm trying to think like what's the
name of the
where's he at? He's at the swamp.
Dagobah.
Yes.
The Dagobah system? Yeah, it's so funny. I was talking about it on location as we were filming it, that the only part of Luke that gets sweaty and gross is his chest. Otherwise, he's got clean butt, clean knees, clean ankles. You know what I mean? Like, and I was like, there's no way that, it's like, is that the official character guide for the character? I was like, it can't be. And then I watched the movie. He is pristine except for his sweat V. It's like, where was the customer on this? He's climbing around a swamp.
Yeah.
What do you mean his pants are clean?
I'd be interested if there were actually like assets for that, or did we have to make the first official assets for Sweaty Luke print? Because no one else would have done that. They would have just like, here's his shirt, where we're like, no, you got to print it sweaty.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So that you don't have to be sweaty.
Right. Hey, if you print it sweaty, you ain't got to be sweaty.
Yeah.
Okay, so and also just the Yoda backpack of that thing is just iconic.
Another weird one of like going through the sculpt and going, okay, here's the sculpt, and you know it's hard enough to know from a sculpt like, will it fit your head right? But then it's also like, wait, it's not for a head mask now. What size should he be on my back?
And so like,
and trying to do that through an image. Like, okay, measure us this far and this long. Yeah, about this big?
You're sitting there with cantaloupes of different sizes being like, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. It looks about right.
Yeah,
Hope it turns out good. And it did.
Yeah. One of the things I think it's so funny that the team here sleeps on is the fact that your Halloween costumes are so... and this is a great example of the fact that like you get the costume and then it's also just full of accessories for you to mess around with outside of Halloween. So like the Yoda backpack is like a legit like satchel that you could wear around. Not that you could fill it with stuff, but it's a thing that you don't need the costume. You could just have Yoda with
someone's
you.
Gonna
wherever
like,
you
turn
are.
that into something.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? Someone's gonna mess that thing up and make it awesome.
I don't know if you saw the guy who took this and then turned it into
it was incredible.
A full cart and
his the sweatiest man on earth. Oh my gosh, that thing is just solid foam. I can't imagine.
But I love watching that sort of stuff because it's what I hope for in some of this stuff, right? We love Star Wars. You know, we aren't going to be the 501st,
Legion
level, and there's cosplayers who are going to do a better job than our stuff. I would say our focus is like quality convenience. But those pieces like that.
I like that. Quality convenience actually does sum up what you guys do quite a bit.
So that like backpack thing would be so hard for someone to make, but I think now I've already made the pants or shirt, but like that, the backpack's a hard thing to add.
That costume, Luke with the Yoda backpack showing up to a 501st event would fit in like a glove. I mean, it looks stellar, honestly.
See, you would say that, but I know like the fans would be like, no, you gotta. Here's the full pants.
I know there's some real hard asses out there, but I think that the bigger part of con culture these days is what you're saying with convenience and quality. In that, like Gary works 9 to 5, and he has 3 kids, but he loves Star Wars and he wants to have fun at the convention.
But I think he still wants to update it in some way, and I think it gives you an 80% start.
You're on your way there now. Just plus it up and put a robot in it or something. Like do whatever you want to do with it. Have fun with it.
Or buy your own pants and that are going to fit you perfectly versus ours that are maybe a little bit more adjustable.
I don't know. These pants fit good, man. They're a good fit.
Okay, you tried them on?
I didn't try them on, but I watched the model have them on. And I was like, oh man, those pants fit great. Right. I noticed how pristine and clean they were for how sweaty his chest is. But that's not on you. That's on Lucas's official branding. Because I was going to give you a hard time. It's like, Tom, why aren't his pants dirty? But then I watched the movie because I had to get the clip. I sent you the audio clip. Yep. And I had to took it from the clip of the movie. And I was like, oh my God, Luke has pristine pants in Dagobah. I didn't realize. I didn't know such a thing happened. It was so funny. All right, so number 1, Luke with Yoda. Okay, what's your other 2 top picks?
I think the Queen Amidala turned out well.
The Queen Amidala is outrageous. Talk about convenience and quality. Someone could easily...
that one, there's another upgrade yet that I think we could make a $400 version where it's got the plastic... you know, like
because it's all soft and fabric at the moment. And I guess we'll just see how it sells. Hey, if you guys want that, buy 6 Queen Amidala's to show Tom that there's the market for it. No, but like, oh my gosh, it's just the silhouette of it is the most impressive silhouette in a Halloween costume I have seen in a minute. It just is a showstopper. And I realized that, you know, Leia cinnamon bunned so that Queen Amidala could do whatever she was doing, you know, like Leia crawled so that Amidala could run. And we also have, do we have Padme too? Do we have a Padme in Amidala?
Not yet.
Not yet?
No,
Okay, gotcha. So if you and your sister look almost like Keira Knightley and what's her face? Who played Padme?
Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman. They look suspiciously alike. I watched that movie as a kid, and I did not realize it was 2 separate women. I thought it was just someone doing, you know, Parent Trap. It was just Lindsay Lohan with a mirror or something, you know. All right, Amidala's cool. And then what's your top? What's your number 3?
I always go to the stuff that like I've never seen before. So for this year, again, it was the Leia from Endor.
Endor Leia is so cool. It's so cool. I love it.
There's just been that lack of like female options where I think we actually see that a lot of, you know, when the family looks and like who doesn't have an option, then the family might switch to a whole different license. And this is part of my pitch to the licensors of like, they think I'm going to come in and compete against Darth Vader, and I go, or Spider-Man or whatever, and go, yeah, mom doesn't have an option with Spider-Man, or mom doesn't have, you know, an option if daughter wants to be Leia, mom can't go, and so mom convinces them to
be something else.
Monsters Inc. now because we have everything, and so there is a missed opportunity in even those main sellers that everybody else is going to sell. That I actually think there's a part of our license that actually helps sell more of the Targets and Amazon product.
Oh, interesting. Right, because now there's just options.
Yeah, like they're maybe buying Darth Vader from us if they want the higher quality one or a fit that fits, but let's be honest, Amazon or Target's Darth Vader moves some volume. Right.
Or it's just that like Tommy is Spider-Man, he has the Spider-Man outfit. Now I need to now mom's Googling what can the rest of us
be? What's dad and girl and and it's like, well, then I guess mom and dad match the girl and kid's Spider-Man, you know, and it's like you miss that opportunity.
Yeah, it's all about family opportunity. Yeah, that's fascinating. And even really going into Halloween in general, and it's so funny because it's what wins you over with most brands because no one thinks of it that way. Like no one thinks of it that way, and it's so fascinating to me that. What do you mean you're not thinking about the whole family? It's just like obvious. It feels obvious, you know.
It does. Yeah, I guess if you go into any store, it's just like here's your girl stuff, here's your boy stuff. Where I think if ours was a store, it'd probably be more like, here's all the Star Wars stuff, and then what characters would you want to see together? Right,
yeah. When you look into the future of the brand, are you going to just keep pushing with Star Wars to just get, like you do with Monsters, Inc., and like, will we eventually see like a 300 different Star Wars characters?
My list is about that big. It's 200 long at the moment. Yeah.
And they're still making movies.
Yeah.
Well, not right now, thank God. But eventually
and that
they'll get
still
back
doesn't
to
even include. It's probably like that's my character depth, and then within that, we're even looking at like how would we, you know, this year we took like how do you make Chewbacca into a girl's version, and so if you started doing that with, which would just be hilarious if I think of like, you know, the cantina scene, but as all 5 women. You know, like college women, what would it look like? And that's the stuff where I would get excited about. Right. Oh, what would that
the cantina band as college girls.
Yeah. Or just like, you know, you've got Obi-Wan and Luke and the guy who gets his hand cut off and Greedo, all as like all as, you know, these 5 women together. It's just like very unique. If they would stand out in any sort of crowd and people would just get excited about it. That's where I get excited about, like, that reaction when you're out and about which I get with my family, right? But what's the girls or what's the college? You have different demographics.
Is there a Star Wars costume that you want, but you know for a fact that no one will buy it? Is there a secret Tom desire that you're like?
No, usually like if I want it, there's usually enough people that want it. Right? Like that's, I think any fan.
I love you at that level of self-assuredness that I know that I am right, and that if I want,
I'll tell you where I got that confidence. One was a Dumb and Dumber costume.
Sure.
Chew was a Back to the Future shoe.
It's earned confidence. I see. Yeah,
and those are like,
it's not unearned.
Millions of dollars. Like, you gain a lot of confidence in. If you're a fan and you want something, there are other fans who want that.
Sure. And it is kind of nice because you do have this open, like, kind of ended business where you can make, if you want sneakers, if you want a backpack, like you can just go into all those things.
If you're a fandom of, as I look on the wall here, Back to the Future, Jurassic Park, like, okay, what characters or things would I want from that movie?
Right, yeah. That's awesome. Thanks for talking to me about making Star Wars costumes, because I'm really hyped about how everyone's going to respond to them.
Yeah, we got a full video coming out that we've been working on. Show everybody.
Lots of full videos, but a Star Wars full video. Yeah. We had animatronics, the inflatables, and the inflatables one is probably one of my favorite things I've ever edited, quite honestly. I had the most fun making that. And
I think it turned out really good, too.
Trying to keep them around 10 minutes, for the kids, instead of, 40 minutes. But I just got excited. When you gave me 75 animatronics to talk about, it was like, well, how am I going to do this?
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah. And now I'm looking in the barrel of 30 Star Wars costumes. How am I going to talk about this in 3 minutes? No, it's pretty cool. It's pretty exciting. I can't wait. What do you recommend as your trick-or-treat container when you are Star Wars trick-or-treating?
That's a good point. We haven't gone huge into trick-or-treat pails because they suck to ship. But, like, I prefer, like, those big
pails? Did you say pails?
Yeah, like a like a bucket.
Yeah, bucket is pails. Trick-or-treat pails. I don't think anyone. Are you 85 years old? Are you heading down to the well to fetch milk?
We've already talked about this, and my wife would make fun of everything I do as like an old man choice. Probably the way I'm sitting, everything, right?
Children, grab your trick-or-treat satchels. Your satchels and pails. Excuse me, what, Tom? Your Halloween pumpkin pail.
The carrier.
Yeah, your carrier. Because I don't like the Halloween pails that look like character heads. Like, I don't want to trick or treat as Darth Vader with a Darth Vader head bucket.
No,
I think that's
you need
stupid.
a Death Star.
Yeah, where I can put the candy in through the.
Or like an X-wing, or like you want it. To me, I would want it like.
I need that ice cream maker from the Cloud City Bespin. The guy running through the scene with the ice cream maker. I need an ice cream cake maker Halloween pail. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, I do.
That infamous prop.
Like, where did they get these parts? Yeah.
That would be a great Halloween bucket. So kids, trick or treat with an ice cream maker on Halloween with your Star Wars, with your new Star Wars.
Yeah, and one guy will think you are really funny.
Many people will think. You'll go viral on the internet, all right? There's a community for you everywhere, and it's the internet. We got to, but in lieu of that, are you a pillowcase? Like, what is your trick-or-treat? What is your trick-or-treat pail? Is it just an old metal pail from the barn, Tom?
Oh, yeah, no. I do like mine to go with a theme. So we have, with our elope line, we call them costume companions.
Ooh, okay.
So if you have Ariel, it is kind of like a bag candy holder for Flounder.
Flounder?
Yeah, and so this idea of like it's complementary and looking and adding to your costume.
Yeah, it's an accessory bag.
Would be how I would want all of my. Like, what is that for Chewbacca or Yoda?
What is it? Yeah.
It's not like a lightsaber or a.
Yeah.
Yeah,
what is it? What is it? I don't know. Chewbacca could be a shipping container. Like, he's a freight guy. He just moves freight by and large,
Or I guess the Millennium Falcon shaped would be okay for him.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Not a lot of candy fits in a shallow, small.
Yeah, I would turn it up. I would turn it flat.
Oh, right, set up and feed it the little hole. Feed the Falcon hole. Yeah, there we go.
So stuff like that, I guess. Yeah.
I can't wait for 2026 for your Millennium Falcon Halloween pail.
Yeah.
And if it's phrased like that, no one will find it because no one is searching for Halloween pails. I just want to let you know. Halloween bucket, people are searching for that. Yeah, totally. Trick-or-treat bucket, trick-or-treat bag, trick-or-treat pail, not on the list. No one's looking for it.
I don't know. Maybe is that Minnesota thing? I don't know.
It might be. I'm learning a lot of, I recently was taught the phrase whipping shitties. Which is just doing donuts, but
on ice.
But is that the? Well, yeah, that's the difference, right? Is that
maybe
it's an ice fishing term? Was what I heard. is that it's not just doing donuts, you have to do it on ice in the snow.
Probably, yeah.
Which then I understood the phrase then, because if I am on a lake doing donuts, creating friction and heat on a solid
muddy, gross
frozen surface,
yeah.
I'm going to fall in, is my fear, and I'll be screaming, oh shit. So I understand whipping shitties, I get it now. But Minnesota, baby, welcome. Thanks for chatting with me, Tom.
Thanks for having me.
And talking about Star Wars. Yeah, well, I'll be here all year, so, you know.
Yep. See Dan in more videos. Follow HalloweenCostumes.com.
See us in the 80s basement more in the future. I'm telling you, Tom, we just got to get IT to set up 2 computers here, 1 more screen, Fortnite Halloween.
I like it.
We're going to do it.
Okay. I have that in my house.
What's that? 2 TVs next to each other? Do you really? Is that how you and James are always playing?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so we just need another one. I was asking the team, he's like, do you think these laptops would run Fortnite? And the consensus was yes, but not well. So we'll have to get IT in it to just get us some.
All right.
Or we'll just go to GameStop and get 2 PlayStation 4s. Just something, I don't know. I saw there's a Switch dock back there, so, I mean, but you don't want to play Fortnite on the Switch. All of my friends play Fortnite on Switch. And I'm like, how do you do that? And half of them play it handheld, which is even crazier to me. What do you mean your controller is 1.5 feet away from each other? Both sides of your controller, and you're playing it like you're looking at it. I can't even comprehend it.
I can barely see the pointer where I'm supposed to be shooting on a big,
are you
giant
kidding
screen.
me? You want me to play it on a 5-inch screen? Are you nuts?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm at least 25% worse on that.
Oh, 25. I'm terrible. And then also the graphics are just awful. It has terrible lag.
Yeah.
Yep. It has terrible refresh rate. I don't know. I guess playing it on Switch 2 is nice. Have you gotten your hands on a Switch 2 yet? No, you're not a Switch guy. What is it, PlayStation in the house, Xbox?
Yeah, I mean, I have a Switch, but yeah, I don't travel and play much.
Yeah. Well, the podcast is over now, so thanks.
Okay.
Thanks for... Well, I'm just letting them know.
Oh, I
figured
thought it was over like 10 minutes ago.
You and I've reached the organic end of the conversation, but they might still be watching, and I just want to let them know that there's nothing else to see after this. So.
Okay. Tune in next time.
Bye, guys.
This has been a production of 710 Media.